I'm going to tell you exactly what Sorare is, help you get started with a free card, and help you out with some pro tips. Straight off the bat, Sorare has been the most fun I have ever had with any sort of football related activity, hobby or pastime over the last 3 years. I've had so much fun with it, and the game is so amazing in so many different ways I'll explain to you in the video today, that I've actually been a professional player for the last year and a half, and I love making these beginner videos. We've helped thousands of people on the channel over the last 3 years get started, learn the ropes, avoid those beginner mistakes, and start with a free card as well. Because Sorare isn't just like any other game that you buy every new season, every new edition when it comes out. You buy the cards and you play and you own with them. So this thing really moves season on season. And because it is really tapping into football like no other game does, I've lost count of the amazing experiences I've had over the last 3 years, whether it be going to La Liga, going to Spain and watching Valencia and the Mestalla, watching Barcelona up close and personal versus Elche. I don't know how many times I've been to Celtic Park to watch the hoops in action under Ange Postecoglou over the last 2 seasons. And when Sorare partnered up with the Premier League last season, I got to do a giveaway on the channel here, and we brought some Aston Villa fans, and I went to Villa Park, which was a huge bucket list stadium for me. And we also got to meet other community members at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium when the partnership was initially announced. I also, in the summer there, got to play on Anfield with the Sorare community members, you know, the ones that collect lots of Liverpool cards. And thanks to my big pal John Nellis, I was on the Man City treble title win bus parade through Manchester. So the last 3 years has been nothing short of spectacular for me, certainly here on the channel, but also for Sorare scouts and managers I talk to and interact with around the world. Everyone that I ever meet or come in contact with that plays this game that's a real football fan, and that's not like a slur or whatever, but people that really like football really like this game. It's fantastic. And what Sorare is a 5-a-side fantasy football game. You need a goalkeeper, a defender, a midfielder, a forward, and then you can pick one other player of any position. And there's a lot of different things going on, which does make some of the parts of the game a little bit more complex, but there's only really 3 main unique selling points that this game has that separates it from everything else out there. The first thing is the scoring matrix. Now, I'm not going to break down every statistic and how it operates and the nice niches and where the potential cheat codes are and where the potential pitfalls are on someone's scoring profile. If you want more info on the actual scoring matrix and how it works, there'll be a video linked in the description of the video and in the top of the screen now. And it needs its own video because the matrix can be a little bit complicated if you want it to be, but it is the most innovative thing about the game. It rewards every player on the pitch fairly as possible for their contribution to the match. So no matter who your favourite player is or what players end up in your club, every one of them have much more viability of being an actual presence on the pitch and in your teams than in any other fantasy game or even any other comparable game that you can think of. And it works in 2 basic ways. You've got a set of decisive actions like goals, assists, conceding a penalty, red cards, own goals, that kind of thing, and that moves the score up a chain depending on how many positive or negative decisive actions your player accrues through the game. So if they do 2 good things and no bad things, that's fine. If they do 1 good thing and 1 bad thing, they obviously cancel each other out. And the other side of the score is your all-around game, and that's all the little micro things that happen in a match, and they all gain very small amounts of points individually. But what you're looking for is for players that can stack up maybe some of the higher value statistics a bit more regularly, and that's called all-around. Both of those numbers are combined, and that's your player's score from 0 to 100. The best player in the game, the best player ever to walk on the face of the earth, Lionel Messi, can only score 100 points. And you know what? That's the same for everyone else out there. So yes, Messi scores much closer to 100, 90 plus, 80 plus, way more regularly than other people out there. But everyone can get the same score as Messi, in theory, as it were. And the element of it I cannot underline to you guys enough is it rewards every player. So there's no, this guy's totally useless, unless he is a totally useless player. The second USP that Sorare has going for it is the cards are ownable. You buy them from Sorare, or Sorare give them out as rewards, and you can keep those cards. You can sell them on the Sorare marketplace as well to other managers, and it's real money that's transacted. So people that love the trading element of football in general, you know, people moving up in their career, or even like trading cards in FIFA or actual real life physical cards, they really enjoy that element of the game as well. And the cards, you own them digitally, unlike in FIFA and everything else, because of blockchain technology. You don't need to worry about any of that stuff. Sorare have done so much work and they've made so many innovative strikes in this sector that all that stuff is buried into the background and you don't ever need to touch, look, or smell it. But it means you own the cards. There's never going to be another one like yours. Sorry, I can't delete it or take it off you or anything like that. And it's official merchandise from the clubs. Every card is represented on the platform, so there's an official partnership with. So that means when you're spending money on cards, those guys are getting cut in on it as well. So it's like official merchandise. I've got cards I've owned for 3 years, and it doesn't matter that they change club. It doesn't matter that they change league. None of that matters. I can keep playing them no matter where he is, as long as the league is covered in Sorare. So I don't mind if my Ferran Torres card that I bought in Valencia moves to Man City, then moves to Barcelona. That's all good for me. I can just follow him through his career. And there's some other elements of the game that we can break into more detail in another video that's linked in the description or in the top of the screen now, explaining the cards, the different dynamics of scarcities and XP and all that good stuff. Because each one of the cards is really representative of you and your club. So even though it is only 5-a-side fantasy football, one of the major problems and one of the real boring parts of other fantasy football is everyone's kind of got the same teams. But because there's so many interesting little creases and details that go around how long you've owned the card, what other cards do you maybe own that complement it, there's different bonuses and such that can help you in different competitions to separate your team from the pack and give you your own distinct edge for supporting your own team and, you know, whatever players you actually like watching. And the third USP that Sorare has really going for it that I think separates it from everything else out there is that it's not gambling and you can win money from doing this stuff. Sorare have spent a lot of time and effort constructing out a really good, sustainable game dynamic called Beating the Game, where you can set a team in a cap mode division, which again we'll explain more in another video that's linked in the description of the video or on the top of the screen now, how to make money playing Sorare in a controlled environment where if you submit a team that hits a set criteria for you to submit it, they can't all be world beaters. Some of them have to be modest players. They can't all be amazing. And then they hit a certain score. Then, depending on if you're playing with blue cards, they'll pay you $200. You can get paid in pounds or euros. You just select your currency on the platform, but it's pinned to dollars. With the reds, it's $50, and with the limiteds, the yellows, it's $5. And they run that competition every game week. Game weeks are every 4 days. They run Friday to Monday, and then Tuesday to Friday. And it's just depends on the times, the way it kind of crosses over through the week. But there's a midweek and a weekend, and that division is open all the time. But on top of that, in the primary divisions, for playing every weekend, so it doesn't matter when you find Sorare, you can really just start playing it straight away. For breaking into the top 100, the top 300, the top 30, there's generous prize place pots. And now they've unloaded a monthly leaderboard where for competing very well, very good, even just for 1 month, there is even bigger and better prizes on offer for that kind of even that month-long consistency. So some players in Sorare do only get a really good month every season, depending on what team it is they're supporting and what players that they've actually picked. So it's a great dynamic that, again, isn't gambling. You can really engage with individual player outcomes like goals and teams winning, keeping a clean sheet, that kind of thing. And you don't lose your stake every week, as it were. You own the cards for as long as you want to keep them or sell them for, if you even want to do that. A lot of my cards I own for a very long time. A lot of people trade very often. There's so many different ways to play this game, and that part of the USP, along with the other two that I've mentioned as well, is what really does separate it from everything else that would just make it a fantasy football game or just another app to download. Because like I mentioned with the Liverpool experience that I did, going forward, that's going to be something that is released out to high value collectors on Sorare. So if you just, even the cheap cards, the limited ones, those players were at Anfield playing football with me as well. For your individual club, depends on the partnership that Sorare has with that individual club. When the time comes around to reward the collectors, the true fans of that club, then the high value collectors, the people that just collect the squad, want to fill the sticker book album out, as it were, those guys get rewarded as well. So it's not just money involved in this stuff. For the Global Cup, for the World Cup, we had 5 people play 5-a-side football with Zinedine Zidane. So there's brand ambassadors and partners range from guys like Gerard Piqué, who runs that Kings League thing, which is getting a lot of traction these days. Kylian Mbappe, you might have heard of him, and of course the GOAT, Lionel Messi. So the money part of what you can get from Sorare is fantastic, but in terms of that payout thing, this is a place where you can get stuff that money can't buy, that's normally reserved for executives and sponsors and advertisers and all that kind of stuff. That's how Sorare get access to it, because they're partners with these people and they give it to us, the football fans, because they are a company made of football fans. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? I know. But I've been here for 3 years, and I'm telling you, it ain't. And Sorare are big fans of the content here on the channel because, like I said to you before, we've helped hundreds, thousands of people get started playing Sorare. And because Sorare are huge fans of the content, they give me a special link, and that supports me. So if you actually click on the link to sign up to Sorare and open your account today, it supports all the content here at the channel, and I thank you in advance if you do so. But by doing that, you're actually going to get yourself a free limited card. Once you've bought 5 cards of any colour from the auctions, the cards you get for free, you can keep it, you can sell it, you can do whatever you want with it. It's the way everyone signs up and starts playing Sorare. And to be honest with you, if you open up a Sorare account and you don't get your free limited, you're 1 card worse off than everyone else, you know. So it helps you and it helps me. The link is just down in the description of the video here, and it couldn't be any easier. I'm just going to walk you through this to make sure there's no beginner mistakes. We need to hit agree here, and that just lets Sorare know that it was Quinny that sent you. We hit the sign up button here. We click on the sign up button, enter in your email address. This is going to be your name on Sorare, so just put, you know, whatever you want your handle to be on the platform, as it were. Set your password, agree to the terms. Feel free to check into them as much as you need to, and we hit sign up. You'll get a confirmation sent to your email address. You just need to click on the black button that's in that email, and then that'll be us signed in and up and running and ready to go. Now, if you're a football fan, hit now for the play football section, and it's going to ask us what league we want to specialise in. Now, you can pick any of the top 5 here from Europe and MLS. And this system is programmed to walk you through and explain all the beginner basics that you're going to need to get up and running and started. But the main thing I'll tell you when you do this for the first time is that their value is their form, what average score they've been doing over the last 15 games, and that dictates their value. So if somebody's in really good form at the moment, they're going to be a bit more expensive on the budget. You only have 400 points, and you need to get 2 players for every position filled, so you can rotate and that kind of thing. You can trade players in and out of these common modes as often as you need to. And through this is going to help you make your first team ahead of the weekend. So feel free when you're going through this to take your time and maybe pick out the fixtures that suit you best in terms of the team you can forecast, who's going to start and who's going to make the biggest impact on the pitch. And sorry, I do a great job of walking you through everything we've been explaining in the video, which is fantastic. You'll see all this on site when you get here. Once your page is all set up and ready to go, there's lots of little beginner things to get you going through and building some coins into your club to go into the club shop where you can get extra boosts and swaps for your common modes, as well as things like merch and signed shirts. They do come in here as well. If you click on your icon in the top right and hit invite friends for yourself, you'll need to verify your phone number, but you can also refer friends where you'll get a free limited card and they'll get a free limited card. But when you're on this page here, it should say invited by an affiliate, and that's the way you know you've supported the channel and helped us out. So thank you very much, and you will get your free limited once you've picked up 5 from auction for yourself. The 5 cards you need to buy are found in the new auctions, which when you hit on the market, it's the first option you have available here. And this is where Sorare sell cards, eBay style, to the highest bidder, and they're kind of uploaded every kind of week, every couple of days or so, and you can filter them by scarcity. The limiteds are of 1,000, so they're the cheapest. The rares are out of 100, so they're a bit more expensive. The blues are out of 10, so they're generally like quite pricey. Even the cheap ones are not nothing, you know. And the black ones are of 1. It's called a unique, so there's only 1 of them per season, so they're a lot more expensive generally. Don't forget, down in the description of this video there is links to other videos that will explain some of the details, some of the more interesting parts of Sorare in much more detail like they kind of deserve. On screen there now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.